got a recent comment that kind of piqued my curiosity, and I wanted to sort of expound on it a little bit. This is Mr. Bread. He's commenting on one of the recent cooking episodes. He says, I'm starting to question what about older recipes has been lost in time. I wonder, are there still recipes out there that haven't been found yet? And of course, the obvious answer is there are so many recipes that have not been found yet, or let's say rediscovered, right? They were discarded or they were forgotten about. But this question really, in my mind, goes much deeper than that. It's not just recipes. It's skills and trades, and it's materials, it's tools, it's ideas, processes that have been lost in time. And we can lose things in a lot of different ways. We can lose things by having them taken from us. We can lose things by purposefully discarding them. Or we can lose things by sort of accidentally forgetting that they're there. And the things we're trying to rediscover are things that have been basically, let's say, discarded or forgotten about by previous generations of people. Maybe, hopefully not things we've personally forgotten, right? But if we think about our modern times, we live in a very, very progressive age. We're moving ahead, 100 miles an hour, discovering new things, electronics and computer stuff. And but I think all of us in the back of our minds are worried about and have a recollection that we have lost things. We have forgotten things, either personally or generationally. And some of these things we, in fact, know to be true, that we forgot them, we lost them, we discarded them, and it was a bad thing. That we are missing those things in our current society, at least here in the Western world. So we have this yearning to go back in history. And I mean, if we just look at the past 50 or 60 years, we've discarded an awful lot in the past 50 or 60 years. We've changed everything about how our society works, and what we do, what we think is important, how we create things, whether we think it's more important for something to be sturdy and long-lasting, or short and throwaway, short-lived and throwaway. Those ideas are just so, right at the surface right now. But if we go back and we think, 100 years ago or 200 years ago, we start to realize if we've lost this much in the past 50 or 60 years, how much have we lost in 150 and 200 years and further on back than that? I kind of concentrate here in the 18th century and the early 19th century. And I think that's a perfect time to look at the rapid progression that's happening within that time period. And a lot of things were being discarded. Thoughts, skills, trades, those kinds of things. In the 18th century, going into the 19th century, we move into, mass production and factory work. And then we see, a great change in society, and probably for so many ways not for the better. So we want to go back and we want to study these things. We want to go back and see what we've lost, what's been discarded, and what we can retrieve from the ground, from history, and bring back into our modern world and use for our betterment. That's what I'm so excited about in this, as we continue to, even in something simple like a recipe, we can rediscover these things. We can use these things. We want to rediscover skills and trades and ideas, especially the community that was going on in the 18th century, and people were forced into community and into banding together, say here in North America in the 18th and 19th century. Those are good. Those are good things we need to rediscover, reapply, understand, at least so we can understand what we've lost, and maybe we can head toward a future where they're rediscovered and re-implemented. Thanks for coming along with me on this little journey today, as I kind of go back up a little bit and think about the bigger reasons why we do what we do. I get lost sometimes in the minutia of the channel, whether it's a little cooking episode or a skill or some other thing. And sometimes I forget about the bigger reasons why we do what we do. And it's always good to go back and stand back a little bit, and then we can refocus again. That's what this has been for me, sort of okay, let's talk about this and think about this again. So I want to thank you for all your amazing support. I mean, you watch the videos, you spend time with the videos, you comment on the videos. Those are so much of an encouragement to me, helping me understand what people are interested in and what kind of knowledge or what kind of information they're looking for. You share the videos with your friends and family. I hear that so many times in the comment section, and sometimes just in person when people come to the store, about sharing those and how their other family members really enjoy it. It's always so much fun to hear about the sort of virality of that within just small groups. So thank you for that, and keep reaching out. We have to reach 400,000 subscribers in the very short, we're almost there. So it's up to you to get me to 400,000. Please go ahead and do that. Thank you for supporting us. Some folks support us directly on Patreon. Other people support us by going to the website. Thank you for that kind of support. Thanks for coming along today as we explore these ideas, as we try to go back and understand history and find those things that we really need to drag into the modern world with us. Thank you so much for watching.